think we'll get started, if that's okay. Are we okay? Welcome. I'm Mayor Tim Mahoney, and I have two of my commissioners here. I have Tony Grinberg and Tony Gehrig, who are both a commissioner on the City Council. I think my other two are coming in a little bit. In Fargo, we pride ourselves on expertly mining efficiencies. Today is an acknowledgement of that. Being competitively chosen as the National Grand Prize winner in the Georgetown University Energy Prize competition is an incredible accomplishment. You have to realize that we're competing against 50 other cities. We got into the top 10 as number 4 in how we did our efficiencies, and we won. I'd like to acknowledge my entire eFargo team, led by Milani Servisasta. Sava, where'd she go? Oh, here she is. And her team of students, are they with you today? And researchers at NDSU. Also, Marshall Albright of Cass County Electric is here, as well as I think Mark Nesbitt. Is he here yet or not? He didn't make it, okay. Also acknowledge the support of Governor Doug Burgum, U.S. Senator John Hoeven, U.S. Senator Heidi Heitkamp, and U.S. Representative Kevin Kramer, all of who signed on in this project in 2014. When we started this process several months ago, Fargo was first of one of the 50 cities embarking in the competition. We were the only city in the Midwest to be in the top 10, and now we're proud to say that we are number 1, just like the NDSU Bison, eh? This is an honor to both acknowledge the past successes and challenge to even a better future. Our area researchers, youth, utility companies, citizens, and private industry combined their efforts to make today possible. The combined efforts in the youth in Fargo and West Fargo school systems helped to defeat the evil waste-a-watt and save millions of BTUs in energy. It had a real impact on our youth and on our front lines in helping us sustain or attain this prize. The interesting thing is 85% of the energy is in residential homes, so that's something we really have to work on to get those down. And in incorporating with the students, incorporating the children, who then incorporate the families, it's working just like that same thing as Dad, put on your seatbelt. So really now we're saying, Dad, put in the LED light, or Dad, do something else. I'm convinced that the Georgetown University Energy Prize Award will serve as a catalyst in Fargo's metro area's quest to attain real sustainable energy savings and a major carbon reduction. Denny Wallaker was one of the first ones to sign mayors concerned about climate change, and truly his idea was to get to a net zero if we could get to that. This is a huge day for Fargo, and again places us in national state of recognition of our innovative concepts, a fusion of our community partners' contribution, and the ability to work together for a greater good. Our utility team and our team members in the departments of the City of Fargo worked very vigorously to decrease the amount of energy utilized in any of our departments. We're very proud of that, and the fact that the school embraced this as well really has worked well for our community. Now, are you ready? Melanie is going to, assistant professor in architecture at NDSU, is going to now talk about the project, the history, life in the fast lane. What else?
I think all I really want to do today, you've heard me talk here several times about the specific things we've done to get here. And what I really want to do today is thank everybody for what they've done. First of all, I want to thank the community. As Mayor Mahoney said, 85% of our energy use is in the residential. So Georgetown was measuring residential and municipal energy use, and majority of that energy use is in residential. So the only reason we got into the finals was we reduced energy use, and it was done by the community. And so I want to thank the community that they became engaged and they did the work based on the tools we put in place to actually make the energy reductions. The way we were able to create the simple, fun, and tools that allowed them to see data and have fun with it was with the support of funding that came from the city. City gave us seed funding. Mike Williams, Dan Molly, and Bruce Grubb gave us seed funding. And then Our major sustainer has been the Department of Commerce State Energy Program. Andrea Fenning is the grant manager for that. So we really want to thank our funders, because without them, we couldn't have put those tools in place. And not only that, but Andrea last year gave us the challenge that we need to be thinking about it beyond Fargo. And we're currently now working on taking what we've created and thinking about how it might be implemented in other cities. So thank you very much. Our champions, day-to-day champions, Mike Williams was the commissioner and Dan Malley the senior planner at the time we started in 2014. And I just want to thank them. They are my day-to-day phone call. When I need help, I go to them. They've opened doors for us. They've created a partnership with the community. They've helped us get resources. Without them, we wouldn't be here. And then, of course, Mayor Mahoney has several times used his megaphone voice to help us get in front of large audiences. So they've been our champions and are truly our day-to-day partners. I want to thank the team, because without them, none of this would have happened. There are 25 graduate students, undergraduates, and recent graduates who designed, researched, implemented all the solutions that we came up with. I won't read out all the names. They are in the, NDSU is going to put out a press release, and all their names will be listed there. But I specifically want to point out the eFargo Fellows. They're the only ones who worked on this full time. And, when 2 a.m. Phone calls and phone meetings become the norm, you know how hard they worked. So Peter Atwood, who was our technology lead. Peter, you need to stand up. And Dylan Noor. These guys were the spine of eFargo. And Troy Ryson, and he's not here today, but he's here with us in spirit, because we, without the three of them, we couldn't do it. Troy is right now working as an architect in Minneapolis. And finally, I've done the disappearing act from time to time because of eFargo, and I want to thank my husband, Mike, and my daughter, Noor, because without them, I couldn't be here. So the thing I want to say, in moving into the future, we've achieved a lot of energy savings. And what the prize does is, it's a cause for celebration, and we're going to celebrate. And we're already celebrating. We're all in shock. But I think it also gives us the responsibility. We're now the national leader in the Georgetown Energy Prize, and it gives us the responsibility to imagine an even better future with much greater savings. So we're hoping to leverage the financing that comes with the prize to imagine a net zero carbon neutral future for our city and the metro area around us. And we cannot thank Georgetown enough for the amazing catalyst this has been for our community, and we only hope to make it bigger and better. Thank you.
UV Brandeis is the Georgetown University Energy Prize Executive Director, and he's coming us to Fargo to give us this gift. I was kind of hoping not only the award, but maybe the $5 million so I could go to Norway with Mike Williams and learn how an Energy Zero city is, but I'm told I can't use the money for that. But come on up, UV.
Good afternoon. My name's Uwe Brandes. I'm the Faculty Director of Urban Planning at Georgetown University and serving as the Executive Director of the Georgetown Energy Prize. It's my great honor and pleasure to be with you here today in Fargo. The Georgetown University Energy Prize is aimed to rethink America's energy use by harnessing the ingenuity and community spirit of towns and small cities across America. Starting in 2013, the prize has challenged local governments, residents, utilities, and other community leaders to work together to demonstrate success in sustainably reducing energy consumption. 50 communities from across the country competed in a 2-year competition to increase energy efficiency, reduce municipal and household energy budgets, and to create replicable nationwide models to rethink the way America's small and medium-sized towns, cities, and counties use energy. Since 2014, 50 communities collectively saved $100 million by reducing energy use by a total of 11.5 trillion BTUs. This effort reduced their carbon emissions by an estimated 2.76 million metric tons, the equivalent of which is taking one car off the road for every 30 minutes of the entire prize duration. Over the last month, a panel of judges representing academia and industry evaluated each community's approach to energy efficiency strategies. These communities were scored in weighted categories, including innovation, potential for replication, likely future performance, equitable access, community and stakeholder engagement, education, and overall quality and success. The winner was selected based on a combination of energy performance scores and the creation and advancement of these new best practices over the period of this two-year competition. The evaluation panel was thoroughly impressed and deeply thoughtful of the deeply thoughtful and creative approach that so many communities took throughout the competition. Each realized substantial savings that proved that small and medium-sized communities across the country are in a position to design and implement innovative strategies of national and international significance. I think that's key. It's very important. Today, I'm delighted to announce that Fargo, North Dakota, has been named the winner of the competition. The city of Fort Collins, Colorado, has won second place, and the cities of Bellingham, Washington, and Tacoma Park, Maryland, have tied for third. Fargo built an extraordinary program that brought the community together through partnerships, leveraged local assets, and strong performance benchmarking approach. Fargo's effort, which brought together the city, North Dakota State University, and the local energy utilities, provides an innovative, replicable, and scalable approach to energy efficiency that can be deployed in communities across the country. When the competition began, Fargo had limited programs targeting energy efficiency. In the 2 years of the competition, Fargo reduced energy consumption by 172 million BTUs, which was about 6.8%, so just shy of 7% energy reduction, and scored fourth nationally among the 50 cities. We estimate that Fargo saved over $2 million during this period of time. Fargo's community partnership, named eFargo, mobilized efforts through a dedicated web portal, assembled a collection of energy use data on a very granular basis, allowing the community to access, interpret aggregated data and data by a specific sector. Data was made transparent all the way down to the energy performance of an individual school. The committee was most impressed by this, Mayor. A community engagement strategy, which included digital gamification, helped educate, empower, and motivate residents. And thank you, Fargo, for creating the digital mascot, Waste-A-Watt. Other cities also made significant achievements throughout the competition, building on existing efforts and launching new initiatives, and I'm just going to mention a couple of them here. Fort Collins has an ambitious long-term goal that also focused on adult education and overall breadth of programming through its Lose-A-Watt campaign. Bellingham led with a creative and inclusive program to engage harder-to-reach sectors of the population, including renters, residents, veterans, and they developed a green power program to generate new capacity through renewable resources. And finally, Tacoma Park achieved a very high level of residential participation with a Neighborhood Energy Challenge, a competition that engaged all 18 of Tacoma Park's neighborhoods. And by the way, Mayor, that was organized by their council members. So their mayor had their council members competing amongst them.
I already have my commissioners.
But that strategy resulted in a 22% participation of all housing units in the city, in Tacoma Park. Two cities, Chula Vista and Walla Walla, achieved tremendous overall energy savings throughout the competition, 9.5% and 9.1% respectively, and are to be commended for their performance as longstanding community efforts to advance energy savings. The complete set of data and calculations from all 50 cities in the competition has now been posted to the competition website. We hope by making this information available, more communities can embrace the practice of accounting for community energy in a transparent manner. Community-based initiatives are rising to the forefront of our national conversation about sustainability. The communities that have participated in this competition have invented and implemented new approaches, and they've saved money and provided new leadership models for other communities to act. Their ingenuity and demonstrated performance show us what is possible and show us how to replicate these practices. My special congratulations is extended to Mayor Mahoney, Malina Sharistafova, and all of the community stakeholders here in Fargo for their very hard-earned victory. And with that, I would like to present the prize to you, Mayor. And with that comes a certificate that clearly identifies Fargo as the winner of the Georgetown Energy Prize.
Thank you very much. I have one more speaker, and then I think we'll take a photo with commissioners and such, and all the people participating. We very much appreciate it. It's been great competition, and we're very proud to have won this one as well. So I have David coming up here, NDSU, to talk to us a little bit about.
Yeah, I can back clean up here. Thank you very much. I'm David Bertolini. I'm the Dean of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences. I was also the interim chair of the Department of Architecture and Landscape Architecture. But this is a truly remarkable event. I think everybody gets that point. But let me put it in context. It basically started with 3 visionary individuals pretty much 2 years ago. It was then Commissioner Mike Williams, City Planner Dan Maloney, and Molly Strostrava. They were individuals that didn't like the status quo. And they thought, well, we can do this. We can make a difference here in our community. They then sought out community partners, and they also sought out corporations and industry. And that together makes a remarkable sort of coming together, that in conjunction with North Dakota State University as a research institution. And what's remarkable about this is that for the citizens of Fargo, there's one unique aspect, which I think goes past into the whole state of North Dakota, is that we have our differences. Yeah, we get that. We're like every other state. But the one thing that we share is that we have a strong sense of community. That when we see a good idea for the common good, they come together and say, yes, we can do that. And I think the competition for the Georgetown Energy Prize proves that. And I'm so grateful to be a part of this community, and I'm so happy to be part of this team, even just from the outside. But they did a remarkable job in making this happen. So for today, at least for today, waste to watt has been defeated. And so for my K through 12 kids out there, remember, tonight when you go home, he might show up. And if he does, just kick him to the curb by turning off a light. But the next step now just gets harder. They have an initial plan, but we need to keep the revolutionary or keep the status quo away and use this financing to do remarkable things, because Fargo is a remarkable city, and this proves that to the nth degree. So thank you to the team.
We'll open it up to questions if anybody has any questions about this. You usually have one.
I have a question
Sure. Some of our core ideas were forming a very nimble partnership structure that wasn't too encumbered by. So what the commission did was give us the permissions early on with the large idea, but they left the details up to us, which allowed us to be very nimble to act fast in a short time. And then that allowed us to create the games and the data-based feedback process. And the games and the data-based feedback process that gave data to even elementary school kids that for a week, if they can do energy-saving actions, we can show them with data that this was the impact they had. And so our games allowed them to understand and have fun with it and create their own solutions. But the data that the utilities provided us, Excel and Cass County, allowed us to show them on a week-by-week basis the impact they were having. And I think that is truly replicable because we didn't have a lot of resources to begin with. We designed those games and the data strategy on very few resources, and that's the thing that can be replicable. And also our concept of a nimble partnership.
And I think you, on a daily basis, by the children coming back on every week, finding out what they had reduced, that stimulated them to do more.
Yeah.
So oftentimes in the home, don't turn it on unless you're using it. They taught children that the dark room's not such a bad deal unless you need the lights on. And kept telling them if their parents says, turn lights off in rooms that you're not doing anything in, and doing different energy-saving ideas that the kids had never thought of before.
Yeah.
Come home and turn on all the lights. You don't need to do that.
Yeah.
So they found a great reduction right away.
One of the, an interesting strategy to share is also our K through 12 Energy Challenge, which was a game that was played in the elementary and middle schools mostly. The winning school was Roosevelt Elementary, and they came up with the concept that was truly a change maker. They came up with the idea of everything off unless needed. Typically, the way we use buildings is everything is on and we switch them off in the evening to save energy. But they created and implemented for 6 weeks an idea that everything was off unless they needed it. And within a short period of time, they achieved 29% energy savings without any financial resources to begin with. It was all ideas and implementation.
Any other questions? Got to get going. Get that out there. Good, we'll stand for a picture.